Sadly, I've got some breaking news for you right now. I say sadly because it is a further escalation of issues with China right now. Australian officials are desperately trying to get some confirmation out of China after local media has reported that China has now confirmed that there is going to be a ban on Australian coal. It's a developing story. Hopefully we'll have a little more clarity for you by this time tomorrow. But Australian officials are trying to work out if it is true that China has decided to block Australian coal. Obvious consequences for our economy. This is the editorial bit, not the breaking news bit. Well, this is the example of things getting tougher, but we have to be tougher because this is all about making us the example nation after standing up to China. And by standing up to China, we simply meant they should tell the rest of the world what happened with a pandemic that, of course, killed 1.5 million people around the world and has destroyed Western societies everywhere, okay? So we'll wait and see and get some quick reactions and some thoughts right now from the Queen of the PR Council, that being none other than Christy McSweeney, joining us right now in Perth. Now, this is always... We now get into this phase of who answers the phone and who doesn't answer the phone. But if it is the case that China has decided to say no to Australian coal, very obvious consequences for our economy. But I don't imagine this is going to move anyone in the federal government, in my view, nor should it. What do you think?
I don't think it is going to move anyone in the federal government. It's very dangerous, though. Everybody is predicting that iron ore will perhaps be next. But of course, China needs our iron ore at the current time, while Brazil is suffering from underproduction. They were hit very hard by COVID. They're our main competitor to Western Australian iron ore in particular. So coal is seen by China as a somewhat expendable commodity. We all know that China can buy coal from India. So there's a very delicate triangular approach there between Australia's relationship with India and Australia's relationship with China. Of course, Australia is quite dependent on having good relationships with India for the South China Sea preservation. So this is shaping up to be a real diplomatic issue for Australian diplomacy, and we know that those officials at DFAT will be working through the night to try and get some intelligence and broker some negotiation.
Yeah, Darren, look, again, the consequences here, they become multifaceted, where obviously there is a whole bunch of businesses that will blow up. There'll be a whole bunch of state governments who get their royalties who blow up, and all of this is about, again, that concertina effect of pressure that I believe is between now and the next federal election of China trying to personalise it, that it's the Prime Minister who's got it all wrong. But I even think with significant economic consequences, the Australian public is not going to be bending on this.
Well, we can't back down because then it will happen again. So it'd be nice to be able to figure out what China's end game is. Clearly, it's an ongoing effect from talking about the pandemic and probably a little bit about being close to the Trump administration. It'll be interesting to see whether Biden as president can calm things down, but maybe he can't. And if he can't, then we are the meat in the sandwich. But as you know, we all agree on this program that we cannot back down. So we've got to be careful of the language we use and the fights that we want to start and maintain, but we can't be a walkover either.